Well, hello, 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 everyone. Hello. This is Ronette Turner Corley here, and just chiming in and welcome to Testimony Thursday. If you can write, you can win. This is episode 13, and I am so excited, extremely excited. Why is that? Because I have something special for you, as always, an amazing guest that's going to be here sharing her testimony. But before we get started, as many of you know, as a matter of fact, let me make sure that I put what I'm noticing. I don't have my disclaimer up, and I need to make sure that this disclaimer is up because we're going to talk about a lot of money here, right? We're going to talk about a lot of money and the way that you can tap in by writing letters, like this show is called. If you can write, you can win. So, but I want you to know I need to talk about this disclaimer. Please note that the results mentioned here will vary from person to person. Okay. Your individual success is dependent on your own efforts, consistency, and commitment. And here's what I want you to know: everyone that I invite here to come and talk about their testimony, they are committed and they are making money. I make sure of that. And so you're going to be hearing from a lady who is making it happen. It's because she possesses all of those characteristics. She is committed. She's putting in the effort. She's focused and she's making it happen. She's committed. So before we get started, what I want to let you know is that this platform is available in the United States and Canada. Okay. And all over United States and Canada, people are writing letters from home and being able to bring in cash flow. Here's what I want you to know: because it is government regulated, there are some states who have decided not to participate. Has nothing to do with the platform, has everything to do with the fact that they just decided not to participate. So I want to let you know what those states are so that you can know up front if this is something for you or not. So if you reside in Washington State, Idaho, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, pardon me, Connecticut, and or the province of Quebec, which is in Canada, unfortunately, you cannot participate in this letter writing platform. However, if you're in any other area inside the United States and Canada, it's fair game. You too can write and you can win. So I'm excited to share this information and also introduce a lady who I just recently met, one who has an amazing story. And I know this story will impact you. She's a mother, she's a wife, a mother of seven, actually, and a wife, and also a former manager who has really been able to see some changes in her life because of this platform. So I want to bring on none other than Andrea Street. Let's go ahead and talk to. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share with your audience and bring on mine. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. It's such a pleasure. And I'm so excited that you are, willing to share your testimony because it really is amazing. And I welcome you here.
Thank you.
So, yeah, so as we get started, we can jump right on in. Tell us more about you, where you're located, a part of the world, and yeah, what you got going on.
Perfect. Feel like this is a interview, so we're gonna have a little interview. I'm near Ottawa, Ontario. I'm in a little town, military town called Petawawa. So we suffered a loss with a house burning down. We lost everything we owned in 2022, and I'm just picking up a little later.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody needs financial help at some point. And I'm telling you, this just dropped into our lap when we needed it most. God's funny that way.
Yeah, right?
I wanted
Exactly.
it 10 years ago, and now we have it.
Yes, right. And it's funny for me. I'm like, this been around when I found out it's been around a couple of decades. I'm like, where in the heck have I been? I needed it then, right?
Right? And people all the time ask us, and probably you
Mhm.
too, is it legit? Is it legal? How long has it
Right,
been around for?
right.
And can anybody do this? You're like, yes to all the above.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now,
Yeah.
when did you actually start with this platform?
I joined at the end of April a year ago.
Okay.
And
Okay.
for my first 2 weeks, I just wanted to write letters. And of course, the person that I joined under, she that night talked me into becoming an affiliate, which is a promoter, same word. And she said, just be a promoter. You have a great audience. And when you see this succeeding for you, because it will, you can help others. And I said, no, I just want to write letters quietly. She's like, no, you're not. You have to be a promoter. So she talked me into it. And I'm telling you, those first 2 weeks, I didn't write a letter. I mean, the letters are pretty small. They're small. I didn't even write a letter. I didn't have time. I had 20 people join in my first 2 weeks, and that paid for my stamps for 2 months. So
wow.
a joy.
Well, now many people who have seen this know, and those who don't know, who've seen it for the first time, we know there's a ramp up time, right? So you don't write and get paid tomorrow. There's a ramp up time. I like to call it building your pipeline. So here's the famous question. How, and I know we've actually were able to do the same, but a lot of people are not able to do that. So how in the heck did you bring on 22 people and you hadn't really seen results yet?
I hadn't seen any results, nothing. I hadn't even written my first letter. My sponsor said, look, it could be 12 to 15 weeks before you start seeing the payback of your work. And I thought, well, all right. All I did, my very first post was the most simple thing ever. I was in another company and I used their postcard, blotted out the name, and on the postcard, this size, I wrote, get paid up to $50 to $75 writing letters from home. That's it. Wow. I posted that and it was instant crazy town. Wow. And people are, what did you find? And of course, I relied a lot on my sponsor because she had been paid. I trust her immensely. So relying on her story, which is anyone who becomes a writer and they decide to become an affiliate, which is a choice, you don't have to. Rely on the people that you know that have been paid so you can tell their story because there's credibility behind it all.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So how long before you got started did you actually watch your sponsor before you jumped in, or how did it all come about?
Oh, you're going to love this. So in January a year ago, my friend Nikki put a post on Facebook and said, writing letters, getting paid up to $50 an hour. And then I saw the post and she contacted me. And I said, no, I don't write letters to people I don't know. And of course she laughed, like it's nothing like that. And I said, no, it's not for me, not at this time. So that was in January. She did it again in February and again in March. In April, she made a post that said that this company, by writing letters, she's paid her mortgage, her hydro, and all of her bills. Wow. She finally got my attention. I'm like, what? It's only been 4 months. Right. Really? I jumped in right away. Said, I want that too. And sure enough, 10 weeks was when I saw my return. Everybody's different. They process the letters differently. So for me, it was 10 weeks. I have one daughter that was 6 weeks, another daughter that was 10 weeks. So
wow. That's good.
They join.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was 9 weeks in a day. My husband was 10 weeks. So pretty much around the same time.
Yes. And I tell you, when that happens, your belief is restored. Life is good. Now, you will never know exactly how many letters you get on that first, we call it a drop. It could be 1 letter. It could be 1,000 letters. It just depends on how they process them. But I'm not saying, you won't get your money. You will. It just will happen in the next one or the next one. There is no rhyme or reason as to how many you're going to get, but I can promise it'll happen.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Now, when you jumped in and you start rolling with it, because I know you're married, you have a family, did you have people around you believing like, okay, this is going to work? Or were they like, I don't know?
Those closest to me had no doubts because I don't get into anything that I don't believe in.
Yes.
So when I'm on Facebook and I'm telling my story, yes, there's perfect strangers and maybe people that I know of, but no, they're typing the word scammer, scam. This is not true. And you know what? I would love to spend time with those people and educate them, but sometimes they're just not ready to learn yet or to listen yet. So you just, where you go, they'll find somebody down the road that's doing it that's as successful as I am, or maybe it's just too new for them. It's fine.
Right. Absolutely. Now, when you first jumped in, did you start? Because I know there's a thing about, and I know this happened with us, like in the beginning you're writing, but then all of a sudden you pick up. And then I've seen some people who start off right away, just like on fire. So tell me more about that. You're going to laugh. I kept track of those first bunch of weeks. Wow. So that first week,
86 letters, then 176, 85, 87, 256, 148,
Wow.
285, 300, 300, 375,
In
380,
the very beginning.
at the very beginning, yeah.
Wow.
So I started
Nice.
keeping track, and you know what? Once that first bunch hit
Mhm.
into the casino wallet, it wasn't a heck of a whole lot.
Yeah.
The second week, it was insane. By the
Wow.
time I got down to the week 22, so don't
Yeah.
forget, we're in Canada. We had a postal strike for 4 weeks, almost 5
That's right.
weeks.
That's right.
So we were all freaking out, going, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Are we going to get credited for? I had $15,000 go through my January banking in 1
Wow.
month. Everything got credited.
15 grand.
So they
Wow.
caught up, and yeah,
Wow.
momentum
Writing
built.
letters at home.
Mhm. Yeah. Now I know that doing this, it's supposed to be a form of entertainment. So that's
Right.
something I tell everybody. This isn't supposed to be an income for us. I mean, it provides, but it is a form of entertainment. We teach people how to do this effectively.
Right.
But me being an affiliate, I have another source of income by being an affiliate, which is super important when you're doing something like this, because this is not going to be paying you out on a consistent weekly basis. So we need to make sure that people understand that, yes, you're going to get paid, but it's just not going to be as consistent as what you're used to at a regular job.
Right.
This is
Right.
payment.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I love about it, because it is extra income and it's life changing. Because, I mean, even the founder herself, she made an additional in 2023, 78 grand, right?
Yeah,
In
I'm
addition to
second
what
into my
she was already
year.
doing it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing when you add it on to what you're already doing, because we, it's not our main source of income. And so we post and market it as well. But when you add that stream on, and now you can have that cash flow where you can do whatever you want to do with it. I mean, a lot of times we take that and we put it to work somewhere else to grow again more,
Yeah.
but it just makes a huge difference. What are some things you've seen in your life that it's been able to do and make impact?
Well, first, I'm in Canada, so I'm a little more fortunate than you are, because we don't have to pay taxes on our letter writing.
Yeah.
But I do pay taxes on being an affiliate. So
Yeah.
in the States, I know you have to pay taxes on all of it. So I'm sorry. I do have family that live about 18 hours away. I don't live near my family, so I've been able to fly home a few times when normally that wasn't in the cards for us, having bills and expenses.
Of course.
I usually wouldn't have had this opportunity to say, yeah, I'm going to jump a flight and come home, which I'm going to do in a few weeks. I'm going to go home and visit my family. So it's definitely given us that freedom, and it pays, pays for a home, pays for the heat, the hydro, all the bills. It pays for everything. And we're just so happy that, if there's a need, we can help somewhat on things that we choose to give to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you start making more money, there's a lot more of this, right? Can have.
Yeah.
So budgeting is important. And I think when people see that, yes, I make X amount of money, there's still a budget. And, it's not as though, what is that little meme where it shows people going like this and just throwing the money? It's still used where it needs to be used.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, how many are you writing per day?
Minimum 200 a week. So I'm writing anywhere between 25 to 50 a day.
Okay.
I set up my month on the 1st. I've already sat down in my kitchen and I've taken 1,000 envelopes and 1,000 letters, and I weigh them on the kitchen weigh scale, and I just group them together in 25. So in the morning or early afternoon, I'll write 25 easily. In the evening, I'll sit down with another pack of 25. And I just put it back in the rubber band and I leave it there until I put codes on them, because every single one of those letters that you write needs to have its own generated code. It's not the same code for all of them.
That's right.
So yeah, I do that, and just keeping organized that way saves me so much time, because I'll tell you, the beginning, all you do is count.
Yeah.
Until
So you got a system down that works for you, and it still provides you the time freedom that, I mean, heck, once you finish at 25, okay, I'll go on to the next 25 later on. But I mean, you have your freedom.
Takes me 2 hours and 40 minutes to write 25 cards and envelopes.
Wow.
Mhm.
2 hours and 40 minutes. I
So
tell
if
you,
I can get
that's amazing.
a good 50 done in a day, we're looking at over 300 Canadian a day.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. So the first drop is usually the smallest.
Yeah.
How much was your first drop?
$175.
175 bucks.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mhm.
Nice. And what to date is your largest drop that you got in one single time?
It was about 6,300 and it converted to $8,500 into my bank. That was in January.
Nice.
Another one a week after. That was about the same.
That's always a good thing.
Mhm. I
Wow.
booked a flight and I went home. That's what I did. And when that money landed, I
Yeah.
took it, I put it in savings. And because, house payments are almost 3 grand a month. So I just threw that in. I didn't have to worry about anything for 3 months. So it was so cool because now we're living ahead of the means. Before it was paycheck to paycheck and, oh, I need to borrow money here and I need to borrow money there. And now it's like
Right.
3 months of my life is paid for. And they always tell us to do something like that, but I never had the funds to do that before.
Wow. So this has tremendously made a huge difference in what you're seeing in your household.
Yes, if I can do this, anybody can. I'm nothing special. If I can do this, anybody can. I simply followed our training to the T, did
Mhm,
exactly what they recommended. I've
mhm.
had people go and try to do this on their own, 5 to be exact, and 4 of
Wow.
them come back and purchased the course from me and said, I can't do this alone because they
Oh,
were reaching out to me, asking me for my information. And
right.
well, I have to pay for it. So do you.
Right, right, absolutely. And for what we actually do to when we buy that course, I mean, what I love about the people who've created this is that they truly have hearts for the people and kept it to where it's fair. And it's, I mean, sometimes like, you sure we don't owe them any money? Because I mean, what we get in return compared to what we put out, it's night and day.
It is. And our sponsors don't make anything off of our letter rating. Like I said, I have over 400 people. And when drops happen, those days are the best days. I get hundreds of messages from
I
people
love
saying
it.
thank you. And I'm like, I'm just sharing what I'm doing and go do the same. It's
You have
such a great way.
400 people on your team. That's amazing. That's wonderful because I mean, they're just doing nothing but paying it forward, right? So because you said yes, look how many lives are being affected by that. I love
Yeah.
it.
And it's not a multi-level marketing. If
Right,
people truly knew what this was, they would never say that because I
right,
write my letters. I learned from the training what I needed to do and did it, successfully did it, and I'm getting 97% payouts every single time. And what I mean by that is if you get $1,000 into your app, the course teaches you how to get 97% of that back by using
right,
their course.
right.
Yes, absolutely. Has there been times where I've lost? Yes. And do you know why? I wasn't following the training.
Yeah,
If you follow the training, you will do fine.
that's right. That's it. That's it.
Mhm,
I mean, they
mhm.
really do have this down to show you how to be able to get the drops of the deposits and then be able to convert it at the highest percentage to get most of that right into your bank account. It's the one of the most amazing and thought out programs I've ever been a part of.
I agree. And when we tell people that, yes, I write to casinos, yes, I get paid $5 USD per letter, the number one hang up I get with most people is, well, I don't gamble. Well, guess what? Neither do I. So let
Right,
me show you.
right, right.
Because when I get this drop into my app, it's sweeps coins. So you
It's
just convert it until it's cash. Once it's cash, you take it out.
right,
You're more than welcome to sit there and what is it called? Gamble it after it's
right,
cash.
right,
You can, and I know people have done that, but that's on you. If you're a
right.
gambler, you have a gambling nature, and you want to lose it all, go ahead.
Right. That's actually part of my presentation. When I do the
Yeah,
presentation, I let them know right off the top this platform is not in the business of teaching you how to gamble. That's
exactly.
not what it was designed for. It's designed to show you how to convert those coins into cash and put in your bank account.
And it's not hard, and a lot of people don't understand the simplicity of it because they've never done it before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's so true. And you know what I find the people who, judge the most and say, "Oh, what's this, is that?" If they really took the time, because they're just going based on what it could look like. Do you like writing letters and you're getting paid? It's because face it, there's a lot of scams out there, right?
Mhm.
So it
Mhm.
could sound scamish. But once you start doing your due diligence and then finding out it's been around for 2 decades and to see, this whole process of why they do it, how they get tax deductions because allowing us to be able to write these letters and all that. I mean, you're like, whoa, this is big deal. It's really a big deal. It may seem kind of willy-nilly to us just writing the letters, but it's really a big deal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Letter
Yeah.
writing, it's relaxing to sit down on the sofa. I have 2 big dogs that come and join me and a cat, sometimes a husband,
Yeah. Yeah.
and just to sit and write and just mindlessly not think of anything else. I actually find it very relaxing now. It's not stressful like it was at first, wondering, "Is it perfect? Is my letter perfect enough?"
Right.
Don't
Right.
have that stuff.
Yeah, I find myself zoning out. Like you just zone out. And if there was any, stress you want, it is a stress reducer because you're just sitting there and you're just like, it's almost like I can really relate to someone who writes music or writes poetry because you're
Mhm.
just writing, and you really lose the track of time when you really get into it, right? And I
Yes,
love the fact, yes, nice.
and at Easter time, I grabbed my tablet and thought, well, let's go. Oh, The Chosen's on here, all seasons. Let's put that on. And of course, that's running nonstop in the background. So you get to see your favorite shows if you want, or whatever. If you like inspirational music, put that on. If you want to go to the beach and write, go to the beach. If you
That's
want to
right.
follow your into the courts or whatever, or golfing, and you want to sit in the vehicle, right? Like it doesn't matter. I've seen people on cruises writing in the lineups and sitting on their
Wow, nice.
any
Yes.
write anywhere. That's the joy of it. You can write anywhere,
Right.
but you can only send your letters from home. So that
Right.
again, all in the training, but it's something important to know that if somebody, we call them here in Canada a snowbird, which means they leave for the winter and they want to go somewhere hot.
Hmm.
This is not the business for somebody who travels a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's not. It doesn't work that way. And of course, get back to the person who brought you in and showed you all about this letter writing thing, and they'll explain to you the differences as to why you need to have your home base at home when you're
Right.
doing the course.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, with as much success you've had,
Mhm.
have you had family to join you or things like that? And they're writing now
Oh,
too, or how does that work?
yes, pretty much. Well, a lot of about 90% of the people that I know are writing.
Okay.
A
Okay.
lot of people are writing, yes. And it's nice because some are very quiet about it and don't want to tell anybody. And you know what? That's okay. We all start the same way. We all buy our course and we're
Yes,
all letter writers.
that's right.
And if someone wanted to upgrade to an affiliate, you can, or a promoter. It's the same thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
$20 one-time fee USD to be
$20 one
a
time.
promoter.
That's
And you
right.
can share with your friends and family, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to. You can be as quiet as you like, or you can be as vocal as you like.
It's true. It's very true. I remember this past drop we got. I was so excited. I was excited to get mine too, but I was even more excited because my mother-in-law got one, and my husband's aunt, our aunt, she got one, and got a couple, and we're like, "Wow, this is amazing!"
I have 3 in
Yeah.
my personal family too that all got drops last time too, and it's such a
Yeah.
celebration. That's what it is, because when they finally get their first, it's like, "Ah, yes, it worked for you too."
Yes, it's true. True.
Relief.
Even my sister got one. Yeah, we're all excited. And yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I was sharing with you before, you know, there's someone right now really praying for something. And I just feel like this is the best kept secret. So I'm so excited to be, to have you sharing because people need to know this is real.
It is real, and trust the person that, is bringing this information to you guys. If you're looking at me going, "Tell me something to make me believe." This
Hmm.
does work. It's been around for 29 years. If you follow the training to a T, you shouldn't have an issue.
Right.
You try to do it on your own, that's where the issues lie. So just trust the person that you are joining with. They are there to help you, to guide you. But the strangest thing is once you join, I shouldn't say join, once you purchase the course,
Hmm.
you have all the training you need. You partner with your person for what, a week? And then usually after that, you don't hear from your people until they get a drop because the training is that easy.
It really is.
It's only 199 American. And I say only, I had to borrow the money to start. I didn't have it either, but because as an affiliate, we get paid weekly, I was able to pay back within 3 weeks.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Find a
That's
way, find
really
your
good.
why, find a way. That's what I tell everybody. I mean, yes, I have a husband that's vaccine injured and he hasn't worked since, oh gosh, 2021. He can't.
Yeah.
Um, we've lost our house in a house fire. We have had just a lot of stuff happen to us. And I think those fire my why as to why I do this.
Mm,
I write more letters thinking, okay, so if I need to buy something, that's 66 letters. So let me go write those. Everything
nice.
now is based off of how many letters can I write, even though I already make another little income elsewhere. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's still, it's great. It really is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It really is wonderful. And you know what I'm excited about too is just that um, we're still really in the beginning. The company
We,
is now just a little a year
yeah,
old. Yeah.
because not only this, letter writing that we're doing, where we buy our course, it's not just the course. There's other things, other platforms there for us.
That's
And
right.
one of the biggest ones being is they teach you how to be was it Amazon influencer? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that comes with your course. So there's
That's right.
other things that Dustin and Lisa, the owners of this letter writing, they give and give. And even at the last convention that they just had 2 months, a month ago, they gave away a car to somebody that was there.
I
They give
know.
away thousands of dollars in
And
stamps
you know
weekly.
what I heard about that car too is that a person could have chose the car or the cash. So they just didn't say, "Hey, listen, you have to have the car." I remember Lisa mentioning, "If you don't want the car, you can get 20,000 cash." I'm going, "Really? So you can have a choice here?" Yeah.
I've never met anybody quite like Lisa, even though I haven't met her face to face. We've been on FaceTime.
Yeah.
That woman has reached out to me personally to say, "Hey, how's your mom doing? Hey, how's your dad? How's your husband feeling?" Like this woman that owns this company
Yeah.
reaches out. And Dustin, he called me on, we were on a Zoom 2 days ago. I was having an issue with, a wallet issue. And he get on, he goes, "Here, let me help you with this. Okay, do this, do this, do this." And there, I fixed it. So they're in this company to help us. They're not pocketing money and saying, "Figure it all out. Bye. We're going to live our
Oh
best."
yeah. Oh yeah. Everyone. I feel confident. Everyone that let's say they have something, an issue that I can't really direct them because I don't know the answer. When I give them the customer service email, I've never been a part of a company that customer service responds to every single issue
Yes.
and gets it done.
Yes.
So
It's fantastic.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah. And you have no problem bringing people on board and letting people know that, hey, you have, really landed um, at a place that's really the real deal.
It really is. And it's come a long way. Even since I've joined April a year ago, I remember watching my training and it was Julia, the trainer, sitting at her kitchen table in a little white tank top talking to us and very informal. And now they've come such a long way. The training is professional. The backdrops are professional, the
Yes,
branded clothing. And it's come so far and I'm so proud of them and I'm so happy to be part.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited about what you just shared and how much impact it's had with you and in your family and the things it's been able to do for you, like paying mortgage and all that. Man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So a person looking right now and they're saying, "Hey, I'm looking for something. I'm not for sure if this could work for me or not." I mean, what would you tell a person like that?
If they can write and they're over 21, they can do this.
Mhm,
It's that simple. There's
mhm.
nothing to reinvent. Just follow the training, write your letters, send them in, and never stop writing.
Never stop writing.
Sometimes I'll take a day off and I feel awful the next day going, "Man, I could have wrote 25 more letters."
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Especially when those drops come in, right?
Yeah,
You're like,
just
yeah.
do it and trust the process. I know that first, 7 to 12 weeks is a long wait. And every time you put 100 or 20 into the mail, you're wondering, am I ever going to get that back? Yes, you will. Just
Yeah.
keep sending them out. Have faith.
Have faith.
Yeah.
Wow. Have faith. Because that's what it's about. It's a faith walk. And I tell you, I know this company's so blessed.
Mhm.
So, so, so blessed.
Yeah,
And yeah, we're just going to continue to bless more people.
exactly. And they even have a weekly Bible study for us for those who are
That's
interested.
true. That's
Wow,
true.
amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I certainly appreciate you coming on and sharing your story. And I know many people have been impacted and be able to see and hear that This is really, really, really real. And I see Nicholas. Hey, Nicholas. He says, Andrea, I love you.
Hey, we did a shout out to Nicholas. Thanks, Nicholas. We
Yes,
love you.
big ups to Nick. I mean, he is awesome and, a part of that staff. And, you know, his heart is in the right place like theirs. And, I just love the company and the people. It's just fantastic.
Agreed.
So, yes. So, continued blessings to you, my dear. Thank you
Also,
for sharing and looking forward to hearing more of your story, maybe at another time.
thank you so much. Bye for now, everyone.
Okay. Bye bye. Talk to you soon. All right, ladies and gents, you got a chance to hear from Andrea Streets. And let me tell you, she is a crown jewel. As you can hear, her story is amazing. And I want you to know this, if you are seeing this from Andrea's page, from her Facebook page, as you heard, we do not get paid from someone. If we bring someone aboard, we don't get paid from the letter writing. Okay. So make sure you contact her if you have a desire to get started, because she's going to get you started and she's doing it from the heart. Okay. So make sure you contact her directly if you are seeing this on her page. Now, other folks are sharing this as well. If you're seeing that on their page, make sure you go ahead and contact them. Once again, they're doing it out of love. If you're seeing it from my page, by all means, I can get you started, myself and my husband, and get you on the right track so you can have this cash flow coming in. Because once again, like she said, if you can write, you're over 21, you can win. It just has to be legible. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So I am excited. And I know many of you have been blessed by that testimony. And you heard the cash flow that she's bringing in, because she's consistent, she's putting in the effort, and she's committed. So this is Ronette Turner Corley chiming off. And once again, this is Testimony Thursday. If you can write, you can win, episode 13. We will be back next week with another powerhouse. So you can continue to hear how this platform is making a difference around the world, in the United States and Canada, and changing lives. So I look forward to seeing you next week. As a matter of fact, before I leave, some of you right now are saying, listen, I get it, but I really don't understand what's going on. 25 minutes, chime back into my page. Go to my Facebook page. You will see the Zoom link for tonight. I am doing a full-fledged presentation of how this platform works. So you'll be able to see from start to finish what you need to do, how the writing works and how the platform works, what you need to do to get started. I'm doing a full-fledged presentation. You got a chance to hear the testimony. Now you can see exactly how it works if you desire to do that. So plug into my page. It'll be Facebook Live as well as on Zoom, and join us. All right. So once again, if you can write, you can win, episode 13. I look forward to seeing you. Not tonight. See you soon. Chiming off. Bye for now.